This is Brian Mayer, host of Hot Sauce Weekly, and you are listening to BCRN, all barbecue and grilling all the time.
So to get that perfect barbecue, you use wood. Are you sure it's safe? Whatever. We put the lighter fluid on, strike the match, and... Oh, should we call the fire department? That might be a good idea.
Welcome to the Barbecue Central Show, the show where we talk about all things that are important in the world of barbecue. From big-name interviews with competitors on the barbecue circuit, grill manufacturers and pit makers, to advice on cooking brisket and ribs. You'll find it all right here on the Barbecue Central Show. Your host, Greg Lampe, is a backyard barbecue and grilling fanatic and loves to talk about his passion, which many of us share together. You can learn more about barbecue and grilling by visiting the website, thebbqcentral.com. Now, let's get in the smoke. Here's your program host, Greg Lampe.
Welcome to the Barbecue Central Show. Oh, this is the show that talks about all things important to the world of barbecue and grilling. We originate from the Barbecue Central Radio Networks located in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame city of Cleveland, Ohio, and it has recently been dignified as the barbecue capital of the North Coast, for those people that were wondering about that. So, yes, there is a mark of distinction right here in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm your program host, Greg Lampe. Thanks for joining me tonight. By the way, the Barbecue Central Radio Network's official website is thebbqcentralshow.com. So if you are listening on the simulcast station, LA Talk Radio, please make a note. About 10 minutes till the top of the hour, we're going to cut off that feed because that show or those shows run until about 50 minutes after the hour, 10 till the hour. So you can catch the rest of the show, the rest of the first hour at thebbqcentralshow.com. Then you can also catch our second hour, the After Dark segment, at that location as well. Again, that's thebbqcentralshow.com. Here's some contact information in case you want to get in touch with the show tonight. You can dial in toll-free, welcome your phone calls at any point, 877-448-0433, or you can email the show as well. bbqcentralradio@gmail.com is the email address. So those are the two ways to get in touch with the show tonight. Maybe you're wondering what's happening. Well, I'll be more than happy to tell you about that. We have a guest coming up in about 12 minutes. Maybe you've heard of him. One of my favorite guests to talk about any and all things that have to do with barbecue. Dr. Barbecue himself, Ray Lampe, will be joining us here about 14 past the hour. He's got a number of books to his credit. He's the corporate chef for the Big Green Egg, which is a very popular ceramic cooker. By the way, special mention, Mom, did you hear that? Special mention to the Egghead Forum. Lots of forums out there on the internet. Vast majority. A veritable cornucopia of barbecue and grilling forums out there. One of the best ones that has to do with the Big Green Egg cooker itself, of course, is the Eggheads Forum. So for everybody that saw the post that I made about Dr. Barbecue coming on and they've decided to tune in early and stay late, Eggheads, welcome to the fold. Happy to have you in here, buddy. 34 past the hour, we're going to be joined by what was to be Ted Reeder, who has been delayed simply because he's probably in the air at about 34 past 9 o'clock. He's on a big book tour of the Napoleon's Everyday Hamburger book that he's been viciously promoting. Also, viciously, is that even a word? I don't think that's a word. Nevertheless, he backed out, so we'll reschedule him probably next week to talk about the big deal that he had coming from the biggest hamburger ever made this past weekend out there. I believe it was in Toronto. Not here in America, but in Toronto, which is almost America. It's America Junior up there in Canada. What's happening to all my Canadian peeps up there? Canadian Centralites, what's happening? Email the show if you want, bbqcentralradio@gmail.com. So look for Ted next week. Filling his spot and last minute, and very much appreciated, is the president and CEO of MMA Creative. MMAcreative.com is their website. They happen to be the marketing company that is partnered with the Kansas City Barbecue Society. Of course, you know, KCBS is the largest sanctioning body in competition barbecue. So Mike McLeod's going to be joining us to talk about how they actually came together. Also, big announcement here on the show that he's going to be telling us about, so stay tuned for that. 34 past the hour, and then, of course, We have Harry Sue from Slap Yo Daddy Barbecue coming on in the second hour or the After Dark segment, so stay tuned for that. I want to get some stuff out of the way right off the top here before we take the first break. 4-segment free-for-all will continue, much to the dismay of some and much to the delight of others. But Harry has asked me, Harry Carey, has asked me to back off of the difficulty of questions. So, when you call in tonight, and I know we're going to have a lot of listeners tonight given the guests and the themes that we're going to be covering tonight, don't be afraid to call in. Use the toll-free number, 877-448-0433, and take part in this. It's all done in fun, and you get to win really cool prizes. You get to win a frog mat. You get to win wine-infused Oakwood smoking products from Greenleaf Barbecue. You get to win Cosmos Q injection pack. We have Big Butts Barbecue is offering up a sample pack of their barbecue sauce tonight. So a huge amount of prizes that cost you $0.00. All you have to do is call in, talk to Harry Carey, answer 3 easy questions. They're going to be either barbecue or non-barbecue related, your choice. And that's all you have to do. You have 5 seconds to answer each question. And if you do, you win some really cool prizes. So stay tuned for that 4-segment free-for-all. T-shirt tonight is being worn, or the T-shirt that I'm wearing during the broadcast tonight, Florida Barbecue Association. Very cool T-shirt. So pick soon up on the Facebook and Twitter pages. And don't forget, you can hook up with your own Barbecue Central radio show gear at cafepress.com/BBQ Central. Hook up and represent the show. Lastly, before we get into the first set of breaks, last week I mentioned that we have a really cool contest going on the Facebook page. If you don't know what and it's my personal Facebook page, so you want to search Greg Rempe, R-E-M-P-E, on the Facebook. Friend me up, I'll friend you back. But you want to take part in the really cool contest that we have going on. You can have an opportunity to win a grill plate. What is a grill plate? Well, basically turns your gas grill into an outdoor oven. And I will have actually the owner or the creator of the grill plate on in 2 weeks' time to actually talk about what it does. But look, we're looking for, and we've had a lot of entries already. We want to extend it out at least until tomorrow at midnight, depending on what we get here after the show. If we get a nice spike, maybe we'll run it another week. But we want you to come up. This is the request of the owner of Grill Innovations, which is the maker of the grill plate. Grill Innovations, which is INNOVATIONS, innovations.com. It's a $70 value. You're going to get it for free. If you come up with the most difficult, something that you think you could only cook in your oven at home, but you want a chance to win something that's really cool, worth tens and tens of dollars, that being the grill plate. Come up with something that is completely off the rocker when it comes to baking, and especially apply that to a grill. For instance, Ed is working on doing a baked Alaska. This thing has to be ridiculous to do on a grill. So whatever you can come up with, the most ridiculous thing is welcome. The most difficult thing is welcome. And if your recipe is chosen by the owner, Ed Hamlin, you get to win and most importantly, a free grill plate. Secondly, Ed will take your recipe, and he will actually go through and cook it. He will document the process that he's going through. He will post the pictures on the website, and you will have your most difficult recipe challenge documented from Grill Innovations. How cool is that? So, take the 3 or 4 minutes that it's going to take for you to either offer up whatever you think is the most difficult recipe that you could possibly ever cook on a grill, and offer it up there on the Facebook website. Again, that link will be in the post show notes if you don't find me, Greg Rempe, on Facebook. So there you go. That's the Grill Innovations free grill plate contest going on at least until Wednesday at midnight. So get over there, get locked in. Hey, quick reminder about the good folks over at the Barbecue Guru. They make automatic pit temperature control devices, but maybe you're looking for a barbecue pit. Have you thought about checking out the good folks at the Barbecue Guru? You might want to, because they have a couple to choose from. They have the Onyx Knockdown Cooker, the big Caldera Tall Boy. These things are outrageous. And look, if you're going to buy a pit and you know you're going to outfit it with an automatic pit temperature control device, why wouldn't you go to a manufacturer that makes them to specifically go with the Barbecue Guru, right? This is what they do. They make the Barbecue Guru. They make the cookers. They're going to make them to go together. 2 ways to find them. thebbqguru.com, or you can dial them up toll-free, 800-288-GURU. It's the good folks at the Barbecue Guru. Going to get out, look for Ray Lampe. Stick around, we'll be right back.
Barbecue fans travel from all over the country and the world to learn the secrets of real pit barbecue from Grand Champion Pitmaster Conrad Haskins. Now take your skills to the next level with a Barbecue Institute Pitmaster class. You'll learn how to make sauces, rubs, and smoke mouth-watering barbecue every time you cook. Your new skills will impress friends and family. Internet forums, blogs, and Facebook are full of success stories from our graduates. Upcoming classes locations include Rock City Rib Fest, Rochester, New York, Lexington, Massachusetts, Lang Factory Test Kitchen in Georgia, Fort Worth, Texas, Fredericksburg, Texas, Houston, Texas, Monroe, Washington, and Kennewick, Washington. For more information, class dates, and contests we'll be competing in, visit www.bbqclass.com. That's bbqclass.com.
Centralites, you having marriage troubles? Your kid's unruly and don't listen? Then you need the Ribbolator, because great barbecue will always bring the family together. And the Ribbolator always cooks great award-winning barbecue. You can try it free for 30 days, and if your family life doesn't improve, just send it back. Ribbolator even pays return shipping. But you need to take that first step. Visit Ribbolator.com to get started or call 206-999-0962. Don't you deserve a happy barbecue family?
The future of barbecue is already here at thebarbecueguru.com. From the amazing guru that monitors and controls the temperatures of any charcoal, wood, or electric pit to the Caldera Tallboy knockdown smoker. Yes, it breaks down and stores flat, yet it's still a robust, sturdy, portable cooker and smokehouse. It also serves as an efficient temperature-controlled convection oven using wood or charcoal. The Tallboy is designed to fit all catering pans and can be used as a warming oven. You can cook in any style you choose. Make ribs, chicken, jerky, vegetables, smoked cheese, whatever you want. Take it to KCBS competitions and unload it from the trunk of your car. TheBarbecueGuru.com is where you'll find the Caldera 3-Bay Caterer. It's stainless steel and uses charcoal or sterno for chafing purposes. And it doubles as a 3-bay sink or wash station with hot water and knocks down in seconds with no tools required for transportation and storage. The future of barbecue is here at thebarbecueguru.com. That's www.thebbqguru.com or call 1-800-288-GURU.
Hey, gang. Want to talk to you real quick about something that's very important when you're buying stuff online. You need to deal with a company that is reputable and knows what they're doing, and that's why I always recommend Fred Bernardo of Fred's Music and BBQ.com. We all know that Fred's Music is the barbecue and grilling superstore, from any kind of cooker you want to gas and charcoal grills and all the accoutrements in between to make your barbecue and grilling experience a success. But more important than all of that, Fred has been there and Fred will be there in the future. How many times have you heard the story about the guy that found that great cooker for a ridiculously low price, except it was back ordered for 10 months, or worse yet, he paid up front and never got the product? That's because some of these online retailers are here one day and gone the next. Fred has the inventory to meet your needs. It's competitively priced and shipped promptly. Shop where I shop. Fred's Music and BBQ.com. Headache-free guaranteed. Fred's Music and BBQ.com. Or, if you're in Shillington, Pennsylvania, stop by and see the smoking guitar player himself.
Introducing Cosmos Q. Cosmos injections and marinades use only the finest ingredients, and they mix easily, never clotting or caking. From our beef injection to our pork injection, you're guaranteed to wow your friends, family, and judges. And don't forget to check out our newest marinade, Cosmos Chicken Soak, for that moist and tender chicken you're gonna love. You can find all of Cosmos award-winning products at CosmosQ.com. Cosmos Q, the new generation. Taste the difference.
Broadcasting live from the Barbecue Central Radio Network studios in Cleveland, Ohio. You're listening to the Barbecue Central Radio Show. Once again, here's your host, Greg Lampe.
Welcome back, about 14 past the hour. This portion of the show brought to you by D-Dog's Barbecue Rubs and Sauces. You know you love D-Dog's Barbecue Rubs and Sauces, but would you like to buy them locally? Well, of course you would, and that's why you need to help Darren out a little bit. Send him the name, address, and phone number of the local barbecue store, farmer's market, or grocery store. D-Dogs will take care of the rest, get you stocked locally. You have to email that information to Darren, D-A-R-I-N, Darren at ddogsbbq.com, and he will take care of the rest. If you're not afraid of shipping charges, and I know some of you aren't, then all you have to do is go ahead and visit the website, ddogsbbq.com. And as we all know by now, if you're any listener to the show, D-Dog's barbecue rub is indeed better than any type of ketchup that you can get. Again, that website, ddogsbbq.com. Right, currently looking for Dr. Barbecue Ray Lampe. He is on the clock, getting a couple emails in regards to what was happening there for the show. So with that contest, but we'll hold on to that for now. Race over to the hotline. And joining me now, Dr. Barbecue. Ray, what's happening tonight, buddy? How are you?
Good, Greg. How about yourself?
Oh, not too bad. Apologize for any technical difficulties that we're encountering tonight, but figured worst comes to worst, we'll get you on the cell phone and knock it out here during this segment. So it's been a little while since we've gone ahead and visited. Of course, if you don't know where Ray is on the internet, you can find him drbbq.com, or you can follow him on the Twitter. You're pretty active on Twitter, right, Doctor?
I try to be. You know, I have good days and bad days. Some days I got a lot of stuff to talk about, and other days I'm kind of boring. But summer's coming, and I get less boring in the summer.
There you go. So if you're a Twitter guy, you like to tweet, or gal, drbbq.com, at drbbq.com is the place to follow Ray at. You know, Ray, we could probably start in 100 different places, so let's go ahead and start here first. I've gotten a handful of emails asking about, believe it or not, the Barbecue Mastery class, which is out there at the Greenbrier in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. I know it kind of scaled back last year due to the economic climate, but, I mean, if somebody was interested, is that something that's still happening, or kind of bring us up to date on that type of thing?
Yeah, it's coming back full strength. Last year we only did one. This year we're doing two. And we may even add a third, and next year I expect it to be three and more. The Greenbrier has just been re-energized. Mr. Justice, a local West Virginia guy, he actually coaches the girls' basketball team there, bought the Greenbrier and is hell-bent on making it back to the finest resort in the country, and he's going at it. They got a new steakhouse with Jerry West's name on it. Jerry West, a native West Virginia guy. And just about the time of the first Barbecue Mastery this year in June will be the opening of the new casino at the Greenbrier. So, man, the Greenbrier is coming back strong, and I'm really excited to be part of it. And, boy, it's full steam ahead there. I can't wait to get back. So
is it going to be just you, or are they bringing back Chris Lilly and Myron Mixon as well?
No, I think when Chris and I and Myron all did it together, they were kind of gun shy because they previously had one guy, and when it was time to part company, they were a little bit didn't go all that well, and so they were kind of covering themselves by putting three of us in. And then last year, because things were scaled down, they went to just me. And this year they are comfortable with just me, so they're not going to add them guys. I mean, everybody still likes them guys, and ironically, Ken Hess, who set the whole thing up with me originally. To come there at the Greenbrier and do it, Hawk, is now in Decatur, Alabama, working for Chris Lilly at Big Bob Gibson. So it's kind of funny, but we're all friends, and it's just the way it worked out. You know, it's certainly a one-man show can do it. I'm capable of doing it up there. I'd love to have them guys with me, but you know, it sure makes for a heck of a budget when you got me, Chris, and Myron, and going with just me is working out pretty good. I mean, I'm happy as can be because I've always enjoyed doing these classes, and the competition classes really, gosh, the guys that are doing them now are just at the top of their game, and I'm off doing all kinds of other things. So this gives me an opportunity to teach a barbecue cooking class where I'll teach these folks how to cook barbecue and grill without much of a contest spin on it. So, and what a better place to do it. It's just it's phenomenal there. Anybody's out there listening and thinking about it, boy, call them up and talk to them because the Greenbrier is going to be a lot of fun this summer.
You know, Ray, it's fun. It's funny you mentioned the classes. It's something that I wasn't even going to touch on, but you mentioned it, so I figured why not make an extemporaneous question out of this. when you were doing classes back in the day, I mean, we're talking, 10, 15 years ago, something you were doing on top of, going out to parking lots and vending and trying to get this whole Barbecue Man business up and running. And now you see, the likes of the teams that are KCBS Team of the Years or first, second, third, fourth, fifth, 20th down the line putting on these classes. Is this, are they all good? Are there some of them where guys are using a little bit of success to try and line their pockets? I mean, what's your take on these classes?
Well, no, I mean, I'm all for it because it spreads the gospel and it creates more people that are into barbecue. So I'm all for it. The guys that are doing it, it's amazing to have Rod Gray, the KCBS Team of the Year for whatever it is, $500 or $600. You can go and Rod will show you everything he does. Or you can go down to Georgia and see Myron Mixon. I mean, gosh, these are the best guys in our sport, and having them given classes is phenomenal. I'm all for it. I think it's great. It kind of changes things. When I was doing it, it's kind of interesting. I posted a picture of my Jack Daniel's jug from 1999 the other day for chicken on Facebook just for the fun of it. It was in my office, and I just took a picture. And I made a comment about when I won that jug, I cooked chicken legs, and I didn't use a foil pan, and I didn't use any butter, fake butter, or real butter, or any of that. And it just shows you how much things have changed. When I was doing these classes, I think it had a lot of value to a guy that just wanted to learn how to cook barbecue as well as the competition guy. But now, boy, the competition food has become so specialized that I'm not sure it goes both ways, But the good news is there's enough guys that are really into the competition thing right now, and that's what they want to learn. So it's flourishing, and I just think it's good for everything. I'm happy to see everybody getting involved. It's not that long ago that there's I can tell you, me and a dozen of my friends that sat around at a cook-off and thought, wow, wonder if we could ever make a living at this thing. And we sort of envisioned it being NASCAR, where people would pay us just to wear their names on our shirts. And we've certainly got some of that happening, but that's not the only way it's working. It's just amazing the different stuff that's coming to the table, and I'm so proud to be part of it. And I like to hope that I pioneered a little bit of it as well. I certainly wasn't the first guy doing barbecue classes, but I jumped in awful early, and they had a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah, and certainly to kind of piggyback on that is the authoring and the book side of things, which kind of segues nicely, so I appreciate that, Ray. I mean, you're a multiple-time author. You know what it takes to put a book together that's entertaining, being entertaining as well as a quality resource for other cooks at all skill levels to use. So to that end, and we're kind of talking about KCBS here a little bit more than some of the other sanctioning bodies, but KCBS recently came out with a cookbook celebrating their 25th year of existence, and as someone who's penned a number of cookbooks, can you kind of break down this effort for us, and do you think it's worth the buy, or is this kind of a miss altogether?
Well, it's a bit of a sore spot with me, Greg. You like you said, we talk about KCBS. Well, I've been a KCBS member since 1991. I've cooked 2 Memphis and May contests in my life and a few hundred KCBS, so that's certainly what I think about. I love KCBS, and I wanted the 25-year anniversary book to be so good. I actually offered to write it and thought I had a deal, and I'm pretty bitter, frankly. I think I got stamped in the back on the thing. But I wanted it to be good anyway, and I got my copy recently, and I got to be honest, I'm real disappointed. I think they did very little work. I wanted to see a story about the teams of the year for the last 10 years. Some of these guys have become famous. There's nothing about Rod and Myron Mixon and Bart Clark and Donnie and Mike Wozniak. Gosh, these are the stars in our game these days, and granted, it's 25 years, fine. I wanted to see the old stuff too, but I'm really disappointed not to see anything within the last, frankly, I'm going to say 10 years. And you know what? I'll tell you another thing. Don't buy this book if you're looking to learn how to cook barbecue, because there's only 4 barbecue recipes in there, and they're not real strong.
All right,
That's it. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly hasn't been well received by some of the other bloggers that are pretty well respected in barbecue circles as well. So, somebody that has actually written a book wanted to get your take on that. Kind of keeping with the KCBS theme for another minute, Ray. 25 years removed from the genesis of KCBS, obviously it's probably grown into something that Gary and Carolyn Wells probably never imagined it would have when they started it. And given the success, popularity of barbecue, especially recently, what do you think the KCBS might need to do in order to capitalize on this exposure that barbecue is getting in all types of media right now?
Well, I think they're doing a pretty good job. I wasn't able to listen to Mike McLeod, but I think Mike has some pretty good vision of what could happen with KCBS, and And if the reports that I heard this morning are true, it's a great thing. I'll thank Mike publicly. I think it's great stuff. But we also need to do the other end of the business too. We need to get our house in order, and I think we still have a lot of the same old problems that we used to have. There's going to be a big influx of money, I think, from this, and I want to see it. Let's see this organization become the first-class organization that it could be and should be. Like I said, I've been a member since '91. I wasn't there the first 5 years, but I've been around the last 20, and I care about it a lot. Gary Wells was a good friend of mine. Carolyn was a good friend of mine. I think a lot of the organization, and I want to see it go forward. The infighting, the bitch fighting's just got to quit, and we just got to get our focus. It's about the barbecue contest. It's about sanctioning the barbecue contest, and that's what we need to get back to. I honestly think, I said this to a board member recently, I think the rules need to be rewritten, and I'm not talking about changing them. They need to be rewritten to read properly. We've added this and tweaked that and removed that line and added this word, and it's become a bit confusing. And as the stakes grow and the cooks get so serious, the cooks are so good now. I'll be the first guy to tell you, 15 years ago, we weren't near as good as these guys. They are. They don't miss a trick, and they deserve better. And we need to fix the rules and straighten them out. And I'm not saying change the rules. I'm not nitpicking any one rule. It needs to read right so that we don't get all this into this bogus interpretation of the pork rule. The pork rule was meant to be you cook a pork butt and you turn in barbecue, not hang it off by a string and cook a thing that looks like a pork tenderloin. This is bull crap, and guys are trying to work around that. And then I saw someone ask about, well, if we can cut up a brisket and continue cooking it, why can't we do that with a pork butt? Well, I'll tell you why. Gary Wells did never in his wildest dreams envision someone was going to cut up a brisket and then put it back in the cooker. This is crazy. We need to get back to cooking barbecue. I understand the guys are doing good in their chemicals. I was one of the first guys using Fab, and I'm a big fan of all that stuff. But I think we need to write the rules to be a little bit more legible, and that's not a terrible thing. I think it's just growing pains. It's one of those things, and it's just a lot of little housekeeping stuff like that. All in all, I think it's been great. The rules and format that was set out 25 years ago amazingly has worked well, and there's a reason KCBS has grown while the other ones have done okay, and we've just grown in leaps and bounds. And I'm a big fan, and I'm frustrated with KCBS sometimes, but I'm certainly a big fan.
Frustrated because you love it. We're talking with Ray Lampe, Dr. Barbecue. drbbq.com is the website. You can follow him on Twitter at drbbq. If you're a tweeter, Ray, we got about 3 minutes left, and this is a question that could probably take roughly a half an hour. So, just kind of in general terms, this is a question I've been asking or started asking a lot of competitors here recently. But, you hear from top cooks all the time, top pit masters, that you need to learn how to cook the first or the four turn-in meats properly first before you worry about any type of flavor profile and seasoning and stuff like that. So let's assume I have that first part down, and now I want to build a flavor profile that is going to allow me to give me the best chance at winning at a competition on any given weekend. How does one go about building a successful flavor profile?
Well, unfortunately, not many guys are doing that anymore. The top guys are not building that anymore. It's changed so much. It used to be when I would make my own rub, I would make my own sauce, and all the other guys would make their own as well. And we started buying different things, and there's nothing wrong with it. I use Head Country and Smoking Guns and Blues Hog just like everybody else. Unfortunately, now it's become go take Rod's class or Myron's class and learn which of these products they're using, because what happens is, and I was in on this, one of the guys that pioneered this was a guy named Mike Scrutchfield, Top Secret Barbecue. Mike was the first guy that figured out how to manipulate the judges. The rest of us were just turning in barbecue and hoping ours was better than the other guys. Mike started trying to figure out how to manipulate the judges by making his boxes perfect. He cooked chicken, the story goes, 60 days in a row at home to get his chicken perfect. Well, the rest of us were just cooking some chicken and drinking a few beers and hoping we had a good day. And it's grown to that, and these guys, they're like machines now. So I don't know that there's a whole lot of experimenting to do and building to do. I wish there was, because I think I judged at the Jack this year, and I can tell you that the chicken was all almost identical. The pork was all almost identical. The ribs were very similar, and the brisket was a little bit mixed up. What we had, I think, is because we had a few not so good ones in there. A lot of the top guys are doing very similar things. Doesn't make them bad guys, but it's not that creative, and it's a little bit disappointing to me. But I understand it. So if I was really trying to become a top flavor guy right now, I'd sign up for Rod's class and Myron's class, and I'd do what they're doing. I wish that wasn't the answer, but it is.
Ray Lampe is a multiple-time author. He's a TV darling, no doubt about it, and a corporate chef for the Big Green Egg. Most importantly, friend of the show. And Ray, I know you're on your way to a professional bull riding outfit there with Big Green Egg for some type of demonstration cook. So you're in Texas. You were somewhere else when I talked to you earlier this morning. So certainly, I always appreciate the time that you make for this show, and of course, your honesty and candor. Thanks for coming on tonight. I appreciate it.
Hey, always a pleasure, Greg. Nice talking to you.
All right, take care. There he is. The doctor was in, and now the doctor is out. Ray Lampe, again, his website, drbbq.com. If you want to kind of follow him and see what he's up to schedule-wise, or if you're a Twitter person, who's not a Twitter person right now? You in late on the game? I wasn't doing Twitter 4 years ago when it started, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, whatever. And now I'm in it, man. I'm in it to win it. So drbbq at drbbq is his Twitter. So you either like Ray. Whoa. A little loud there for me to talk over. I mean, you're either going to like his viewpoints or you're going to hate his viewpoints. To me, with a guest, you either get an A because you're awesome or you get an F because you're a fail. I don't want somebody in between. So you're either going to like Ray or you're going to hate Ray. I happen to like him. It's good for the show. So there you go. I'm going to get up Mike McLeod from MMA Creative. Stick around. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the BBQ Central Radio Show.
Forget going from site to site to get all your barbecue and grilling supplies and make your first and final stop at fredsmusicandbarbecue.com. In the market for a new barbecue pit, we have all the big name brands like Big Green Egg and more. As a matter of fact, Fred's is staffed by eggheads and carries all the parts and accessories for the Big Green Egg. More of a pellet head, you say? Fred's is the pellet grill superstore with grills in stock from Traeger, Green Mountain, and Country Smokers from Louisiana Grills. Fred also carries smokers from Cook Shack, Bradley, and Weber as well as a full lineup of charcoal grills. And once you're outfitted with your new smoker or grill, you'll find absolutely everything you need to make your barbecue or grilling experience a success. Fred is also the creator and distributor of Tasty Licks barbecue products, including their great line of rubs, spices, and sauces. You gotta try them. You can also get your hands on a full lineup of marinades, accessories, charcoal, wood chips, pellets, chunks, and even the great grilling tools from Stephen Reichland of Barbecue U fame. Check Fred out on the web at fredsmusicandbbq.com or check out their fully stocked showroom in beautiful Shillington, PA.
Centralites, you having marriage troubles? Your kid's unruly and don't listen? Then you need the Ribbolator, because great barbecue will always bring the family together, and the Ribbolator always cooks great award-winning barbecue. You can try it free for 30 days, and if your family life doesn't improve, just send it back. Ribbolator even pays return shipping. But you need to take that first step. Visit Ribbolator.com to get started or call 206-999-0962. Don't you deserve a happy barbecue family?
The future of barbecue is already here at thebarbecueguru.com. From the amazing guru that monitors and controls the temperatures of any charcoal, wood, or electric pit to the Caldera Tallboy knockdown smoker. Yes, it breaks down and stores flat, yet it's still a robust, sturdy, portable cooker and smokehouse. It also serves as an efficient temperature-controlled convection oven using wood or charcoal. The Tallboy is designed to fit all catering pans and can be used as a warming oven. You can cook in any style you choose. Make ribs, chicken, jerky, vegetables, smoked cheese, whatever you want. Take it to KCBS competitions and unload it from the trunk of your car. TheBarbecueGuru.com is where you'll find the Caldera 3-Bay Caterer. It's stainless steel and uses charcoal or sterno for chafing purposes. And it doubles as a 3-bay sink or wash station with hot water and knocks down in seconds with no tools required for transportation and storage. The future of barbecue is here at thebarbecueguru.com. That's www.thebbqguru.com or call 1-800-288-GURU.
Introducing Cosmos Q. Cosmos injections and marinades use only the finest ingredients, and they mix easily, never clotting or caking. From our beef injection to our pork injection, you're guaranteed to wow your friends, family, and judges. And don't forget to check out our newest marinade, Cosmos Chicken Soak, for that moist and tender chicken you're gonna love. You can find all of Cosmos award-winning products at CosmosQ.com. Cosmos Q, the new generation. Taste the difference.
Barbecue fans travel from all over the country and the world to learn the secrets of real pit barbecue. from Grand Champion Pitmaster Conrad Haskins. Now take your skills to the next level with a Barbecue Institute Pitmaster class. You'll learn how to make sauces, rubs, and smoke mouth-watering barbecue every time you cook. Your new skills will impress friends and family. Internet forums, blogs, and Facebook are full of success stories from our graduates. Upcoming classes locations include Rock City Rib Fest, Rochester, New York, Lexington, Massachusetts, Lang Factory Test Kitchen in Georgia, Fort Worth, Texas, Fredericksburg, Texas, Houston, Texas, Monroe, Washington, and Kennewick, Washington. For more information, class dates, and contests we'll be competing in, visit www.bbqclass.com. That's bbqclass.com.
Get in the smoke. Call 877-448-0433 to get on the air. Now, here's your host, Greg Lampe.
Past the hour. Welcome back. This portion of the show brought to you by the good folks at Yoder Smoky Mountain Barbecue, makers of, or the leading online distributor of Meadow Creek barbecue equipment. Check them out with their big barbecue smokers and pig roasters, chicken cookers. All can be found at SeriousBBQs.com. That's SeriousBBQS.com. Good folks at Yoder's Smoky Mountain Barbecue. All right, let's go ahead and race to the hotline. Joining me now is the president and CEO of MMA Creative Incorporated. They are the marketing partner for the KCBS. They have been doing a great job with this society since they have hooked up. And I am happy to announce that Mike McLeod is here, joining us here on the Barbecue Central Show. How are you tonight, Mike?
Great, Greg. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Mike, appreciate you kind of last minute filling in here for the spot, but certainly a good reason to come on tonight. But first things first, before we get into this whole KCBS and Sam's Club deal, how about a little brief background about you in case some Centralites aren't exactly aware of who you are and MMA Creative and how you and KCBS kind of came about?
Sure. Well, basically, MMA Creative is a full-service ad agency. We're based in Tennessee. We've got offices in my hometown of Cookeville, and we've got an office in Nashville. And Cookeville happens to be the hometown of Tony Stone. And when Tony Stone was the president of the Kansas City Barbecue Society about 4 years back, the board was going through a struggle on what they wanted to do long-term regarding several issues for the society. And they invited several marketing firms to the table to talk about those issues and try to get some advice and get some proposals about what we would do as marketers to try to help the society on several fronts. And we went through an RFP process, and the marketing director at the time was actually Troy Black from, or the marketing liaison for the board was Troy Black from Alabama. And after we talked extensively about our vision and the things that we wanted to try to help the society do, I think Troy and Tony made a recommendation to the board, and we went through a negotiation process, developed a contract that was totally performance-driven instead of the traditional agency model like most agencies were pitching at the time. And the rest is history. For the last 3.5 years, we've been working our tails off to learn barbecue, all aspects of it, learn all the constituents, and try to focus on helping KCBS and its nonprofit educational mission to promote barbecue as America's cuisine.
Mike McLeod joining us here, President and CEO of MMA Creative. MMAcreative.com is the website. So, Mike, as a marketing professional, always look to bring your clients to new levels of success and exposure. You go in and do an assessment of sorts to the new blood you're going to be bringing into the door. I think it's safe to say that, at least from a cursory view, the KCBS doesn't really represent itself as being the most technically savvy and most up-to-date organization. So, I mean, were there some big hurdles for MMA in order for you guys to kind of clear first in order to really get things going? And perhaps what were some of those things that you kind of saw initially that needed to be kind of worked around in order to get this thing moving in the right direction?
You've got about an hour for this show, right?
Yeah, exactly.
As we reviewed the mission and talked to the board about their objectives, we kind of crystallized everything into three categories. One was to build a stronger brand. KCBS had been around forever, or for 20-something years, and it was behind the scenes, and it was well known within the industry, but it wasn't well known in the public, not as well as it should have been known. So we knew that building the brand was one of the key things that we needed to focus on. So we reworked the logo. We made it much more identifiable. When you see KCBS on shows like Pitmasters now, you see someone wearing a shirt or a hat from KCBS, you recognize it very quickly, which you weren't able to do beforehand. Secondly, we focused on how to grow membership, and that involved a lot of initiatives like PR. We put together a PR program to promote all the judging classes. We built out a stronger, more robust and broader website that had a lot of bells and whistles to it. We also created a robust merchandise line so that people could show their pride in KCBS in many more ways than they had previously. And then the third thing was creating corporate partnerships. We knew that KCBS as a nonprofit didn't have deep pockets, and they wanted to be good stewards of the reserves that the KCBS had built up over the years. So the way to have done that was build a corporate partnership platform where we could bring channel brands and national brands to the table to be corporate citizens of KCBS and help us further our mission. So those were the three big categories that we spent the first 24, 36 months really focusing on and trying to put in place.
All right, so yeah, certainly we could probably go another hour talking about what you've done and what you're looking to do. But let's go ahead and get into the big announcements, which is why we've had you on tonight. You talked briefly about it on your Facebook page this morning. KCBS and Sam's Club now partners thanks to MMA Creative, and I'm sure there are still some details and particulars that you might need to be ironing out. But holding that information aside for now, can you give us an idea of what we could expect because of this deal, and give us a big picture sense about it?
The Sam's Club partnership is probably going to be the most remarkable and comprehensive partnership that KCBS has ever had. What makes it so unique is the fact that Sam's has kind of always been integrated or around barbecue, but they've never quite really jumped feet first into the industry the way they are going to do it now. And some of the things that I can mention to you at this moment. And tomorrow there's going to be an official press release that hits the KCBS website and then also hits the national PR wire as driven by Sam's. But some of the things they're going to do is build in some membership perks and privileges for our membership base. So that checks off a constituent. They're going to sponsor major events and existing events and do things on site to help us break down the or pull back the curtain a little bit for casual grillers out there that want to know more about barbecue and help event directors bring much needed dollars to the table. So that checks off a constituency. And they're helping us put some serious prize money in place now for the National Team of the Year for KCBS, so that these teams who spend so much time and put so much commitment into their art form and compete week in and week out, at the end of the year, they're competing for more than just pride. Obviously, pride is a huge thing in this industry. Most people do it for that, but we're really trying to transition and bring more awareness to this sport, much like you saw NASCAR have an explosion, poker have an explosion. We're right in the midst of what I think is a barbecue explosion, and when you have partners like Sam's Club recognize that and decide that, hey, we're going to jump on board and we're going to help you achieve your goals. We're going to help you educate to the masses and turn grillers into serious barbecuers and understand what barbecue is. That's an exciting moment from my perspective as a marketer, but it's also an exciting day for Kansas City Barbecue Society.
All right, so to that extent, this is a question I really didn't have figured out that I was going to ask you, but I mean, you're looking at it from a whole different perspective than a lot of the people that I'm usually interviewing. And you bring up NASCAR and its success. You bring up Of course, you have the bass anglers and all this other stuff.
Poker
poker too. Do you think that there is a definitive point in time that people are actually going to be making money at Competition Barbecue? Because inevitably, when you talk to these guys, even Team of the Year, Rod Gray, he might have pocketed, some money after he had done 30 events, but there's a lot of expense involved, especially for the teams that are doing 30-plus events, driving 40, 50,000 miles or buying meat. It's entry fees, especially if they're not sponsored. Do you actually foresee a point in the future, 2, 3, and 5 years from now, where a team that does 20 or 30 events on a circuit is going to be able to pull in a six-figure gross income?
For some teams, that's happening right now. We've been associated with Teams of the Year over the last 3 or 4 years in numerous ways in trying to help them, because I kind of believe that a rising tide helps everyone. But there are some teams that are making that kind of money right now because the prize money that's coming to these competitions is increasing. The art form that these teams are bringing to the table is better and more predictable. We're getting our judges kind of on the same playing field and understanding of what great barbecue is. So the entire industry is driving itself in the right direction. And then you've got corporate citizens, corporate partners waking up to the fact that this is a real sport. This is serious stuff. People are doing this week in, week out. And it doesn't cost as much money to play in this arena in a serious level as it does in NASCAR, in the bass anglers, in poker, and so on and so forth. So we're seeing the perfect storm. The teams that are competing 30, 40 weekends a year and know what they're doing and have 2 or 3, 4 small sponsors who help them pick up the tab along the way, they stand to make a lot of money because they can pick up $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a weekend, and then if you happen to go to one of the big competitions, you might pick up $15,000, $20,000 if you're the grand champion. So you add all that together, and then you take points chases like we've been able to put in play this year for 2010. You've got a Rancher's Reserve Beef Cup. You've got a Kingsford points chase that's going to reward $25,000 at the end of the season. And now you've got a Sam's Team of the Year points chase. It's going to bring, I think the board has approved $30,000 for the end of the season. When you start throwing all that on top of what's existing in the events out there already, heck, the time is now, and it's only going to get bigger and better. We're seeing a 30% growth right now in events and membership across the board. So this industry has not experienced a recession. It's only growing through a recession. I think that's a great sign for all of us.
Absolutely. And we're talking Mike McLeod, President, CEO of MMA Creative Incorporated. They're the marketing partner for KCBS. My quick question in from an emailer wanted to know how different the situation between Sam's and KCBS versus this Restaurant Depot deal that they had heard about earlier.
Well, Restaurant Depot really just came to the table with a discount for our members. Okay. And it'd be like, on a scale of 1 to 10, the Restaurant Depot is a 1, and the Sam's Club deal is a 10. That's the difference in those two things, because not only is Sam's going to give us a membership discount, but they're investing hard-earned dollars back into the sport and prize money. They're going to create competitions of their own. They're going to support existing competitions, and they're helping teams with prize money at the end of the year. So it's night and day.
Yeah, big discrepancy there. Again, Mike McLeod is President and CEO of MMA Creative out of Cooksville, also an office in Nashville, Tennessee. They're the marketing partner for KCBS. Mike, I know this is very last minute, but again, appreciate you coming on. Without hesitation, I might add, and you nailed it, so this obviously won't be the last time that I'm going to be looking for you, but really appreciate you coming on tonight, and thanks for doing it.
Absolutely enjoyed it. Thanks a lot, Greg.
Take care. There he is, Mike McLeod. Went a little long on that, but certainly well worth it. Probably, he said I probably could have won another 35 or 40 minutes, but look, definitely want to look to have him on Points Chase, for the Kingsford, for the Sam's Club as well, to see what kind of money we're talking there. Perhaps some people have been sandbagging me with how much money's out there in Competition Barbecue. I don't know. That's weird. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. All right, that sound is to alert you that if you're listening LA Talk radio side, when the breaks end, the stream will cut out. So you need to go head over to thebbqcentralshow.com, thebbqcentralshow.com to get the rest of this hour, and then second hour with Harry Sue from Slappy O'Daddy Barbecue. Hey, guess what? It's time to win. It's time to play the 4-segment free-for-all with your host, Harry Carey. So dial in now, toll-free. Don't be shy. Cool stuff, easy questions. Real easy this time, I swear to God. 877-448-0433. 877-448-0433. It's the 4-segment free-for-all coming up next. That was Mike McLeod, President and CEO of MMA Creative, the marketing partner for the KCBS. And you're listening to the Barbecue Central Show on the Barbecue Central Radio Networks.
Barbecue fans travel from all over the country and the world to learn the secrets of real pit barbecue from Grand Champion Pitmaster Conrad Haskins. Now take your skills to the next level with a Barbecue Institute Pitmaster class. You'll learn how to make sauces, rubs, and smoke mouth-watering barbecue every time you cook. Your new skills will impress friends and family. Internet forums, blogs, and Facebook are full of success stories from our graduates. Upcoming classes locations include Rock City Rib Fest, Rochester, New York, Lexington, Massachusetts, Lang Factory Test Kitchen in Georgia, Fort Worth, Texas, Fredericksburg, Texas, Houston, Texas, Monroe, Washington, and Kennewick, Washington. For more information, class dates, and contests we'll be competing in, visit www.bbqclass.com. That's bbqclass.com.
Centralites, you having marriage troubles? Your kid's unruly and don't listen? Then you need the Ribolator, because great barbecue will always bring the family together, and the Ribolator always cooks great award-winning barbecue. You can try it free for 30 days, and if your family life doesn't improve, just send it back. Ribolator even pays return shipping. But you need to take that first step. Visit Ribolator.com to get started or call 206-999-0962. Don't you deserve a happy barbecue family?
The future of barbecue is already here at thebarbecueguru.com. From the amazing guru that monitors and controls the temperatures of any charcoal, wood, or electric pit to the Caldera Tallboy knockdown smoker. Yes, it breaks down and stores flat, yet it's still a robust, sturdy, portable cooker and smokehouse. It also serves as an efficient temperature-controlled convection oven using wood or charcoal. The Tallboy is designed to fit all catering pans and can be used as a warming oven. You can cook in any style you choose, like ribs, chicken, jerky, vegetables, smoked cheese, whatever you want. Take it to KCBS competitions and unload it from the trunk of your car. TheBarbecueGuru.com is where you'll find the Caldera 3-Bay Caterer. It's stainless steel and uses charcoal or sterno for chafing purposes. And it doubles as a 3-bay sink or wash station with hot water and knocks down in seconds with no tools required for transportation and storage. The future of barbecue is here at thebarbecueguru.com. That's www.thebbqguru.com or call 1-800-288-GURU.
Hey, gang. Want to talk to you real quick about something that's very important when you're buying stuff online. You need to deal with a company that is reputable and knows what they're doing, and that's why I always recommend Fred Bernardo of Fred's Music and BBQ.com. We all know that Fred's Music is the barbecue and grilling superstore, from any kind of cooker you want to gas and charcoal grills and all the accoutrements in between to make your barbecue and grilling experience a success. But more important than all of that, Fred has been there and Fred will be there in the future. How many times have you heard the story about the guy that found that great cooker for a ridiculously low price, except it was back ordered for 10 months, or worse yet, he paid up front and never got the product? That's because some of these online retailers are here one day and gone the next. Fred has the inventory to meet your needs. It's competitively priced and shipped promptly. Shop where I shop. Fred's Music and BBQ.com. Headache-free guaranteed. Fred's Music and BBQ.com. Or, if you're in Shillington, Pennsylvania, stop by and see the smoking guitar player himself.
Sometimes it's all about the free stuff. Call now to win something succulent.
Big name interviews, advice on cooking brisket and ribs, and the only host willing to share his honest opinion on all things important in the world of barbecue. It's the Barbecue Central Show.
7 minutes till top of the hour. Don't forget Harry Sue coming up next. This portion of the show brought to you by the Ribolator. Look, they got the Every Ring. It's that stainless steel ring that goes around the 22.5-inch Weber kettle, the Weber Smoky Mountain, the ugly drum smoker. Look, you can buy it by itself for $119, but if you don't have a spit rod motor combo Willie, $150 get you the whole setup. The ring, the spit, the motor, the Ribolator, everything. Don't forget 30-day free trial, no strings attached. Ribolator.com is the website to check it out. Or you can email Bob, info@ribolator.com. It's fun. It's fabulous. It's the Ribolator.com. Hey, let's play some 4-segment free-for-all, won't we?
Hey, everybody. Harry Carey here. Hey, welcome to the 4-segment free-for-all, everybody. Happy to be back. Another week, another fun and exciting week. Easy questions. Okay, here's how we play the game. I'm going to ask you 3 questions. Some barbecue-related, some non-barbecue-related. Your choice, really. And then you have 5 seconds to answer each question. Very easy. Okay, we got a caller on the line. 4-segment free-for-all. Who's this?
This is Patrick.
Hey, Patrick. How are you? Harry Carey.
I'm good.
Okay, you really play the game, Patrick?
Why not?
I don't know. Why not?
Let's do it.
Okay. Here we go. Question. Oh, I'm sorry. Non-barbecue or barbecue-related question?
Let's do barbecue.
Okay. First question. Can you name my first guest tonight? Here's a clue.
Okay, go ahead.
Here's a clue. Dr. Barbecue.
I was going to say Ray Lampe.
There you go. All right. We're on a roll right now, Patrick. Are you ready for the second question?
Sure.
Name the process by which moisture is added to poultry.
Brining.
Brining, that's right. Okay, here we go. Kind of a not a very difficult question at all for your chance to win a prize. Patrick, are you excited?
Yes.
I know I am. Okay, here's the question. Name the most popular grill brand in the world.
Weber.
Hey! Hey, Stoney, we just got a winner. His name's Patrick. Patrick, where are you calling from?
Minnesota.
Minnesota. I love Minnesota. I was there one time calling the Twins game. Never mind. Okay, Patrick, go ahead and pick your prize. We got frog mats. We got Cosmo's Q. We got some secret donation sauce from Big Butts Barbecue, and we have T-shirt from Early Times Whiskey. Go ahead.
I will try the sauce.
Okay, Big Butt sauce. I love saying Big Butts. Say it with me, Patrick. Big Butt sauce. Go ahead.
Big Butt sauce.
Okay, here's what you got to do. Send me your shipping info, and then we'll get you hooked up.
Awesome. Thank you.
bbqcentralradio@gmail.com. Go ahead and send me an email.
Great. Thanks a lot.
Patrick, thanks for calling in today. Now beat it. That was Patrick in Minnesota. Is it even spring in Minnesota yet? Do they have grills in Minnesota? I guess they do. That Patrick, he's crazy like a cat. Big Butts Barbecue Sauce. New sponsor of the show. Big Butts. That's what I like about hosting this portion of the show. You can say things like breasts and thighs, poking me, rubbing butts. Nobody looks at it any different. If I'd say that to Stoney, he'd try to take a swing at me in the box. I hate that. I used to talk about rubbing butts all the time in the box when I was calling Cubs games. He'd look at me like I was all drunk. Of course I was. That's neither here nor there. I don't have a problem anymore. Okay, one more. We can take one more call, I guess. If you can call in 877-448-0433. This just handed to me. Stay tuned for Harry Sue. Who? That rhymes. Harry Sue of Slap Yo Daddy Barbecue coming up second hour. After dark. Patrick just won Minnesota. Big Butts Barbecue. So thanks to Big Butts. Thank you, Big Butts, for your big butts. Don't forget, you can email the show as well. bbqcentralradio@gmail.com. That's the way we do it here. Yeah, I like that. Okay, we still have time for a winner. 877-448-0433. What do you think? I got more questions, barbecue questions. I got them right here. I gotta cross these ones out. Can't use these for next week. Maybe I should think of some brand new ones for next week. These aren't good. See, I told you. I mean,
Greg told you that these were going to be easier. Okay. Let's race back to the phones. 4th segment free-for-all. Who's this?
Bill White, Huntsville, Alabama.
Harry, Phil, Harry, Carey, how are you?
I'm doing good.
That's good. Harry, I'm sorry. I got Harry on the brain. Phil, do you want to play the game?
Yes, let's play.
Okay. Do you want barbecue questions or not barbecue questions?
Barbecue question.
Okay. Phil, do you know how to play the game?
Yes.
Okay, hold on a second. I'm having technical difficulties here. Hold on one second. Oh, my. Okay, hold on one second, Phil. I'll be right there in a second. Okay, here we go. Here's how we play. I'm going to ask you 3 questions. You're going to have 5 seconds to answer each question. And then, and only then, will we be able to play this game. Okay, here we go. Barbecue questions. Not briquettes. These kind of charcoal burns hotter and with less ash.
Lump.
That's right, lump charcoal. I have it written down right here, so I know it's right. Otherwise, I would have no idea. Okay, Phil, next question. This is a true or false question. Here we go, true or false. Grilling is done between the temperatures of 200 to 275 degrees. True or false?
False.
That's right. What are the correct temperatures, Phil? Do you know? Extra credit point.
I'd say 750 to 1600.
Wow, you're a hot man. I don't mean that in a weird way either, Phil. Okay, next question. Phil, this is the last question. Are you excited?
Yeah.
I know I am.
I can't hardly stand it.
Okay, I know I am too. Here we go.
Not because I'm fixing to win, but because I'm talking to Harry.
Hey, I like that answer. Okay. Last question, Phil. Hope I have your thinking cap on. Here we go. Name the current president of the Kansas City Barbecue Society.
Mike Lake.
Hey! 2 winners. Holy jeepers and creepers. It's going, gone. It might be, it could be. Phil's a winner. Okay, Phil. You know what you can pick from. You have Frog Match, you have Cosmo's Q, and you also have you won a T-shirt. I've heard you've won a T-shirt from early times as well. What one would you like?
Boy, I'd sure like to have some of that big butt sauce.
I'm sorry.
I just had to say that. Big butt sauce.
Sometimes I worry about you, Phil. Okay, so you got a Frog Mat, or you can have some wine-infused oak wood. What would you like?
You don't have no Cosmo?
Oh, I'm sorry. I have Cosmo's Q as well, yes.
Yeah, let me take that.
Okay. Phil, I know you never called into the show before, so here's what you have to do. Send me your shipping information, bbqcentralradio@gmail.com, and we'll send you some Cosmo's Q.
How about that?
All right. Well,
thanks, Harry.
All right, thanks for calling in. Comes win. All right. Thanks for playing tonight. I got to go. Travesty in the making. All right, let me go ahead and thank my guest for tonight, Ray Lampe, Dr. Barbecue. Lots of different thoughts about what's happening in the world of barbecue in general, competition barbecue as well. Evidently the KCBS cookbook. Not really doing well in the review portion. Patio Daddy-O BBQ panned it as well. Also, thanks to Mike McLeod, the CEO and president of MMA Creative. Appreciate him coming on last minute, sharing his newly released news about the partnership between KCBS and Sam's Club. So look forward for more information from that. You can visit his website. Also, thanks to Harry Carey for the 4-segment free-for-all. Easy questions makes for happy people, and we're going to come right back with some barbecue talk with one of the most famous people out there when it comes to anything barbecue. It's Harry Sue from Slap Yo Daddies for us. Stay tuned for that. It'll be coming up right after this.